So I've been a baseball hater pretty much my entire life. I mean, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know. You've heard me diss this sport actively. And I'm saying this as someone whose first ever sporting event they attended was a Colorado Rockies game. But come on, like, who the hell wants to watch 3+ hours of literally nothing? I swear to God, it takes like 8 years for a pitch to be thrown. And oh my God, all this suspense for a ball. Watching mid-2010s West Brom would probably be more exciting than this nonsense. I mean, I refuse to believe people actually enjoy this sport. But then something changed. One random day in 2023, I came across this clip on Twitter from this baseball tournament, this global baseball tournament. I don't know why this popped up on my feed. I mean, I hate this sport, but I gave it a watch. And kind of like when I first got into Japanese city pop in 2021, it was like something shifted. Now, just a quick disclaimer for this video. I'm going to be working with these guys in a couple days, so I can't really show videos or even images. I don't really know why. So because of that, I literally have to spitball all of this. But I'll leave links and timestamps in the annotations and description so you can actually see what I am trying to explain here. But yeah, that said, the rest of this video is going to be acting like an unk talking about the glory days. Kill me. The day is March 11th, 2023. The Netherlands versus Taiwan. It is 1-1, the bases are loaded for Taiwan, and up comes the batter, Yu Chang. And after a few pitches are thrown, he lights that ball up, an absolute cracker of a shot. This ball sails into the home crowd, grand slam, basically meaning all the people on the bases score, and now Taiwan is up 5-1. But that's not even the best part of all this, because that goes to the crowd. They went absolutely bonkers. And then on top of all that, they started singing. This does not happen here. So I kept watching, and eventually I was just hooked. Mexico versus the United States was the very next day, and I witnessed Mexico upset the US. Not even upset, they walloped them. That kind of result was monumental, whether you were someone who's a diehard baseball fan or even just a neutral who just joined, because the United States is known for having the best players from the best league in the world. Mexico were underdogs going into this tournament, by the way, and after beating the US, they actually managed to make it all the way to the semifinals. They played favorites Japan in Tokyo, and even managed to have a lead going into the last inning. However, Japan clutched up in the bottom of the ninth to win it 6-5. But this was one of the best baseball games that I have ever watched. It was so unbelievably intense and exhilarating. These were emotions I was feeling for baseball. You know, the sport that I've hated pretty much my entire life. And seeing how the fans reacted and everything, I started noticing that this is kind of giving off a very similar vibe to another tournament. You know, one we are particularly familiar with. That's right, the World Cup. But then it somehow got even better with the final between the US and Japan. This was single-handedly the best baseball game I have ever watched on television, and the ending to it was unreal. I'll set the stage. It is 3-2 to Japan, and we are in the last inning of the game. The US is at bat, and one more out means Japan wins it all. Now, quickly, because I can't forget my audience here, here are some baseball basics. You got balls, strikes, and outs. Balls are when the pitcher throws outside this square displayed here. 4 balls result in a player going on base. Strikes, pretty simple. The pitcher throws it, the batter swings and misses, boom, strike. And 3 of those will result in an out. And 3 outs result in the team having no more chances of being at bat until the next inning. Anyways, back to the story. At bat is American Mike Trout, one of the stars of Major League Baseball. He's played for the Los Angeles Angels his entire career. Meanwhile, the guy pitching is Japan's Shohei Ohtani, a superstar in Major League Baseball, seen as God in Japan. I'm not even kidding when I say that. And also a Los Angeles Angel himself. So on this stage, we had 2 players who are usually teammates, now separated by country. And this was like a classic Western film how this played out. You had the intense focus, the stare downs, every pitch that was thrown, you felt more and more goosebumps with all this rushing intensity, whether you knew the lore or not. This encapsulated everything that makes a sports story so beautiful. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Just absolute cinema. But wait, hold on a second. No. I like baseball? The thing about sports that I've realized as I've grown up is that I love the stories more than really anything else. It could be literally any sport. Football, basketball, cheese roll. It doesn't matter, because if the lore is compelling enough, I'm a fan for life. This sort of World Cup for baseball is a perfect example of that. Now, Major League Baseball's World Series title is considered, I would say, the highest profile competition amongst all fans of baseball. In comparison, it dwarfs the Baseball World Cup. In terms of reputation, same thing there. But despite this, players in the majors, especially those outside the US, see this very differently. Because for them, nothing comes even close to the dream of winning it for one's country. And it explains why the games are so exhilarating, because everyone is basically fighting with all they got, no matter who the competition is in front of them. But you might be asking yourself, who are the competition exactly? First, you got the top favorites in the US and Japan, and it makes sense there. They both love baseball and have the best leagues in the world. Spread amongst the two, they've won 5 of 6 titles since the tournament started in 2006. After that, you got some of the dark horses: Venezuela, Mexico, South Korea. But then if you're not too familiar with this sport, you'll probably be a little surprised by these other 3 teams: the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Puerto Rico. In fact, the Dominican Republic is the only team that isn't the US or Japan to have won this tournament. And then you have what I like to call the polar bears in Arlington, Texas. You have the Netherlands, Great Britain, Australia, Czechia. Czechia is like a super cool story though. It's kind of like those stories you get from the World Cup or even during the World Cup qualifiers. Because on this team, you got a firefighter or an electrician by day and a baseball player by night. I mean shit, in the previous tournament on the same field, we had Shohei Ohtani and a geography teacher. By the way, I completely forgot to mention this, but there are some pretty big rivalries in this tournament too. You got Puerto Rico, Cuba, which will be played out in Group A. You also have USA, Mexico. That'll be played out in the group stages too. There's also Dominican Republic versus Puerto Rico. They won't be playing each other in the groups though. But then there's the rivalry that honestly dwarfs these in comparison. Japan versus South Korea. These motherfuckers hate each other. Back in 2006, Japan's Ichiro Suzuki once claimed that South Korea, quote, smells like garlic. He also said that he wanted to beat South Korea so bad that it would make them see they won't beat Japan for the next 30 years. And after all of this, South Korea actually beat Japan, and one of the players planted a Korean flag in the middle of the mound. In Japan. What's kind of funny though is that even though these guys hate each other and this is one of the most heated rivalries imaginable, they never have actually physically fought. But Canada and Mexico did back in the mid-2010s. Again, I can't show you the footage, but I'll leave it in the description. Please, by all means, watch this shit. Anyways, you might be wondering why exactly I'm making a video about this. There's 2 reasons, actually. One, this tournament is so fucking cool. If you love the World Cup, you're gonna love the Baseball World Cup, and I want more people to watch it. And also, it's about to start pretty soon. And secondly, I have the pleasure to actually be working with one of the host stadiums of this tournament, the Tokyo Dome. There, I will be posting a lot of the tournament vibes on my Instagram story, so if you're interested, follow @Macwell on Instagram. Thank you. Let's just say that I have sold you on the idea of the Baseball World Cup now. How exactly does it work, though? That's a very good question. It's quite literally just like the World Cup, but smaller. 20 teams are split into 4 groups of 5, and each group has an assigned host. Group A is all set in Puerto Rico. This is actually the first time they're hosting since 2013. And I'm telling you right now, you have to watch the Puerto Rico home games. Like, they're gonna be so fun to watch. The atmosphere is gonna be great. I'm telling you. Watch it. Group B is hosted in Houston, Group C will take place in Tokyo, and finally Group D will be in Miami. Anyways, once the group stages are done, the top 2 in each group will advance to the knockouts. The knockouts are single elimination, and all the games will be hosted in either Miami or Houston. I believe the final is hosted in Miami. So yeah, That's my tangent on the Baseball World Cup. I'm telling you this right now. If you love the World Cup, you're gonna love this. Just treat this as like a pre-game before the actual thing in the summer. But yeah, have I sold you on the idea of baseball? Have I become the peak American propagandist? Let me know down below. Of course though, a massive shout out to all our members, including Janos Balas, MI before Janos Balas, Jeremy Sayu 7th, Jeremiah Owusu Ajimang, Django, Adizir Makalongcom, Alex Rod, Kentra Gacha, Saint Terrence, Sylvia Citrus, Cheesebait, Winder Gel, Finn Likes Rugby More, Davox, The Portugeyser, Wise Orange, Polo Protosfun, Fran, A Ghostly Owl, Cody Wolves, Lickstab, Matanai, Apollo, Thrilling ADT13, Los Milos, La James Braun, Vecino, Napside, Money Cash Hose, Quantavious Pork, Lilia Lover, Stewed Monk, Red Yellow, Fuxi, MX Sand, Harry Maguire's Left Toenail, Flaquito, Thierry's Thoughts, Kev C, Dominic Griffin, Kyler Crest, Mohammed Al Tanib, Nish, Patrick Barley, Rashford Got 5, Raspberry Ale, and Unbroken Persona. I'm not going to say anything else besides follow my Instagram, because if you want to see up close what the atmosphere is and how the fans are, I'm going to be posting that a lot on my stories, and also you'll see it on the Tokyo Dome stories as well, so there's that too. You can also follow me on Twitch. While I probably won't be able to stream while I'm in Japan, there will be the other Champions League games into, April and May, so again, follow, there'll be watch-alongs, all that kind of stuff. But until then, I'll see you guys. Yo, it's designed for me, bro. It's designed for me. They actually named this club after me. It's crazy. It's so crazy.